Test. Hello. All right. Yo. Ho. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Can I move this OBS here? Keep chat up there. Let's do 5-minute warm up. And start the timer. Hello everyone, hope everyone is doing well. It is a lot more cooler now than it has than the past 2 weeks or so. Oh, it is like night and day difference. I missed what a cool breeze felt like. Having said that, it is still quite warm. So I have a desktop fan on in the background. So if you can hear that on the mic, apologies for that. It's still quite warm. Hope everyone's doing well. I couldn't post a message on Blue Sky. I think there's something wrong with Blue Sky, so I had to leave a message on Twitter. Just hope that people can find me. I just hope whoever's following me on either of those platforms can see those messages and jump in, or at least know that I stream on Sundays, and just get the itch of curiosity. Hey, that guy who streams on Sundays, what was his name again? Let me check out his YouTube again. So for 5 minutes, I'm just gonna do just these basic warm-up drawings, and I think I'm gonna just do more what I was doing last week, more portraits today. Quite like having a big spread of portrait pictures on one layer, and maybe push one into a study. I tell you what, I was tempted not to stream because I started playing Virtua Fighter 5, and I recently found out that I had forgotten to unset the settings I forgot to set the settings for crossplay on, which meant that every time I go on rank mode, I wasn't finding anyone. Not a lot of players actually played that game, so they released that game on different platforms and have enabled crossplay. So you should be able to play someone on different consoles. But the setting for that allows you to play different people on different consoles, I had disabled. So then when I found out that it was disabled, it's like a massive I was a bit dumbfounded. In other words, like, duh, that's why you're not getting any players. That's why you're not finding any people. You forgot to turn this on, you dumbass. uh, we're actually halfway through the month. I can't believe it. Uh, we're halfway through the month, and I need. Sorry, I'm laughing because I just realized I should really start making the August drawing recap video plans now. But it's gone so fast. What happened? And I haven't really done that much drawings. It doesn't feel like I've done much for August either. I say that I do remember. Actually, it's not a big sketch, but I was practicing doing fisheye perspective. So I watched Rembert, yeah, not Rembrandt, Rembert's video on fisheye perspective, and I tell you what, man, fisheye perspective is confusing as heck. But it's a really nice illusion, and if you can figure out how to like draw within that perspective, you know, make drawings. Sorry, draw figures within that perspective sphere. It makes it look so dynamic. But the thing is, I think you have to make the perspective, like if you want to look less distorted, you have to make this sphere, this perspective sphere, bigger, so that the distortion around the sides isn't as apparent. And also, I realized that fisheye is basically 5-point perspective, I think. Because if it was 4-point, so if you minus the center vanishing point, the thing, every shape you draw won't have depth. It'd be like you're taking a 2D image and projecting it on the sphere. Whereas having the fifth perspective point gives us that depth. But then on a video by Rembert I saw, he did this thing where he drew the perspective lines from the fifth vanishing point as curved. Now, this is weird, because I've seen it with straight lines. I mean, it still works, right? But wait, let me. I think it still works. I just confused myself. Let me do another 3 more minutes on this. There's no rush or anything. Generally, I just find this calming. It's like almost on the same level as doing just sorting out rendering. Speaking of which, there was another video I've recently found out. I've recently saw that has that. I've written the name down in my book actually. Let me just find it. The YouTuber Hisago Namagu. Namagu? Sorry, Hisago Namazu illustrator. And the specific video was how to render, what to master. Just put that as one word in the search bar, and they explain in quite detail how how they do their rendering process. And the thing that caught my eye was their blending of value shapes. I say value shapes. Basically, whenever they place their values on the illustration, and how they blend between two values. I was curious. Uh, well, I say curious. I really wanted to know. That's the one thing I need to know. I need to know, how do you do that? Because from my own observations and practice, it seems like all it is just a matter of having two values and then using something like, I call it the blend brush or the smudge tool or the blur. Actually, this brush is called blur, I think. Yeah, blend blur, and just smudging between the two values to a point where you're playing with the edge. You're blurring the edge and having a smoother transition between the two values. They use Clip Studio Paint, so the terminology was a bit different. They mentioned something about a render brush. I don't know what that means. But based on how they were describing it, it sounded like like basically this blender blur tool, this basically a smudging tool of some kind. And then they use like an opacity brush and then lightly place the value, and then that's what I'm getting at. I'm just waiting for them to post the video on coloring. That might be something I could do actually on this stream. Because coloring is difficult for me, man. One of the things I found was overlay mode. Overlay or hard light mode. Well, that's overlay. Oh, that lucky pick. So this is what it looks like on overlay, yeah? And then if I put in a hard light mode, this is what it looks like on hard light mode. Overlay. So if I put it on overlay, it lets the white go through. Whereas if I put it on, what does it look like on screen? It's almost desaturated. Color dodge? Not sure what's going on. It's so bright. It's not desaturated, it's just increase in brightness. So high value. And burn gets darker in value. It was a soft light. Desaturated, maybe increase in brightness. The grain extract. I have no idea what grain extract is going on. Luminosity, multiply darkens. But wait. Multiply darkens and takes into white in consideration, so you get the pure. If the hue is on white, then it's pure. Is that color at 100%? Whereas if it was on burn, it ignores white, and anywhere there's dark value, it sort of darkens the hue. And if I set it on color, I have no idea what's going on color. This looks gray to me. So this looks gray. Who knows, man? Who knows? Hard light looks pretty cool, I guess. But I want to know, why does it go? But it doesn't darken it. Why does it go from... Why does it go from a warm color to a cooler color? Relatively cool color. Why doesn't it go in green? Put green there, doesn't it? Weird. I don't know. Oh, and then if you merge it, you lose it. If I move this window on my other monitor, you can barely see the green. So in that case, I'd just probably do that. Make a new that visible layer. Continue on painting it here. Alright. Let's say that. Let's make. So I did say we're gonna do a portrait, but I just had an idea of making another mini. Oh, wrong brush. Base. Let's not do bird flip. Let's not do that one. Let's do a tada. Me. Okay. And let's do that. Let's put you to one side. You stand over here, mate. Oh crap. You stand here. Penguin! Oh, what was it? Let me see if I can remember. Buna! Buna! Is that how you say it? What's going on? How you doing? I'm fine, thank you. A lot cooler. You know, I'm not boiling, but it's still warm. But it's a lot better than how I was last week. So yeah, no, thanks for coming. Oh yeah, I saw your video. I saw your video. What was it? I had to put the translator on naturally, but the one with the kid going to school and the penguin sneaking into the backpack. Oh, flip! Well, how did he say it? Something da? Oh, da! Oh. It was good. It was good. It was good. All right. Eh. 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 Michael was a crow. Ah. I thought that. I thought this bird looks more like a crow than a penguin. I'm a crow, and Michael's a crow too. You're a confused crow with the name, like with the name like that. Where are you? I'm a crow. What's your name? Penguin. What? My name's Penguin. My name's Penguin. I'm Alex. Oh no, Alex is a code name. A name code. A code name. Alex is a code name. My real name is Penguin, but don't tell anyone. You're like Metal. It's like Metal Gear Solid. Three. Snake. This is not Snake. This is Penguin. What? Whatever your name is. I haven't really kept the size of it correct, have I? It's someone else. A very mysterious. What are you, like a secret spy? No, I get it, man. Privacy and all that. Unless you are a spy. A little bit bigger just to match. Yeah, made the legs too long. Anonymous. I am anonymous. Now, it's clearly to see Krita overlay, but in old versions. Clearly see is Krita overlay, but in old versions. Ooh. So besides your animations, Penguin, have you done anything else? Any other projects? How long did those animations take you? And do you do everything by yourself on them? Do you make all the art assets yourself? Huh? Huh. That doesn't look correct, man. Yeah. I have other projects, it depends. Ooh. Probably 2 to 3 hours. So that's what? 2 to 3 hours for everything? So is that like to come up with a story idea and then you draw the pictures? Then the voice acting, I'm guessing. I'm guessing you do all the voice acting. And then video compositing. That's a lot of work to do in 2 to 3 hours. It takes me 1 hour just to make a sketch. Nowadays, industry animation is sucks. Yeah, but like, you know, industry, you got teams of people doing this. You do voice acting. Whoa! So talented. Yeah, industry has a bunch of teams. Got the teams of people make doing this stuff, and you're over here doing it by solo. Everything by yourself. Uh, that's that's dedication right there, man. You respect the grind. Okay, I don't really like how I like where the top bit of this top part is going, but I don't really like where the bottom part of the leg is going. So let's have to. Do I have to contrast this shite? Yeah, but you get controlled by CEO and other, and it's not cool. Yeah, that's true. You don't get that. You know, you get told by people who most often than not don't really know what you're doing or how any of this stuff works. But if you can separate the fact that you're only doing that, you're only working for them for the money, which then you can use to do your own thing. I mean, that's kind of how you have to go at it, right? Oh, someone you might like. There's a YouTuber called Memoir Comics. Oh, let me search it up. She did a video. Okay, it's not exactly a guide, but actually maybe not. Let me just double check. I know she did a video. She's an animator herself, and she recently released her own animation thing. To be honest, she's more of like a motivational type of person. Her current videos. I'll link it anyway, in case you want some motivation. She did a video on how to manage animations or how to get started on projects. But I can't find it. Oh no, yeah, how to make your own animated show. And I just put in the name. Comics too. That's one of her YouTube channels. What was I looking for? Yeah. This looks okay. I'm still not sold on the leg, so let me move you here. Oh yeah, let me just... But here's why it takes me less time, because I don't do sketching and storyboarding. You don't do sketching or storyboarding. You don't do storyboarding. I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but that's weird. That's. I would have thought storyboarding would be important for animation at the very least, because from storyboarding you can work out what keyframes you want. But the type of animation, based on your latest video, you mostly do stills, right? So there's that. That looks okay. Ta-da! Well, something weird going on with this bit. Yeah, because it's boring for me. I know it's important story, but I will try it one day. Oh, fair enough. If it's boring for you, then it's boring for you. Ta-da! Do you like? Oh, crap. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. I can ink this. Later. Let's find a portrait. He's cool. Thanks, man. You're cool for saying he's cool. Okay, what time is it? How long have I been streaming? 36 minutes? Okay, so I'm gonna do a portrait. I'm just gonna find a random picture on pexels.com and just start drawing portraits. Oh. Do you want to give me more a piss, please? Nah, it's alright. Not many people come from to chat anyway, so there's no point having a moderator around. Thank you for the offer, but no thank you. Okay. I just realised I'm not using a bigger brush. I mean, not using the original size of this brush. But when you a moderator, you can give links. Oh yeah, no, I intentionally disabled links. I didn't want anybody to post any links. Mostly due to security and all that stuff. I don't want anyone to accidentally uh, link something that is that could potentially be bad. I want to be able to control post links. I don't know. Maybe if I get bigger and I ask for other people's Instagram or anything like that, I'll then look to find moderators, and then they can post links. But until then, I'm gonna try and limit the amount of risk and people accidentally potentially getting hacked, or just generally security purposes. You got. I just recently heard like that there's been like a data identity breach on people who try to verify their IDs and their data has been breached. So yeah, stuff like that. I'm a bit concerned of. It actually reminded me of when I first started the streaming long time ago. I had a couple sometimes get a couple of bots that post trying to post these links to get more subs and stuff, and they're all scams anyway. But yeah, I don't want to be like get in trouble with that sort of thing. Do, 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 do. Son Goku 562. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping by. I am Visitor05. I am an artist. Hope you're having a good day. My teeth are just weird, man, to draw, man. It's always all awkward trying to draw with teeth. Actually, I just looked on the, because I think I might have made the lips too small. But we are working at digital. What am I trying to capture in that? I think I made the eyes a bit too long. I am having a good day indeed. What about you? How was your day? I am having a very chill Sunday afternoon. Thank you for asking. Yeah, no, compared to how it was yesterday, actually not yesterday, the day before yesterday when we were having a heat wave, thankfully it seems like that's in the past now. In the UK, it seems to the temperature seems to be dropping from yesterday. It's still warm. We're still on like 26 degrees, 26, 20, 25, 26 ish. So I have a desktop fan in the background running. think this got made this bit too big. Let's go here. Let's go there. Yeah. Sorry, so yeah, Son Goku, are you doing any projects yourselves? Are you drawing anything? Are you finding the Dragon Balls? Ah! Their lips are a pain in the backside. The eyes is messed up. I will admit. Also, this eyebrow, this here goes in, and I'm seeing like a curve. At least that's how I interpret it to be. She has a laugh line that if I were to render with lines, it's gonna look weird. I think I need to redo the nose. Me. If any of you guys really want to listen to some alternative rock band, look up Splendor. They're not around anymore, but there's a band that I remember listening. Like, I only heard one of the tracks when I was younger, and this was like around some 2000 era, 2000 to 2005, between those years. And I heard that one of the tracks on I'm learning how to storyboard. Oh yeah. Penguins on that grind, on that on that grind. He's becoming a proper animator. So what was it? So there was this television channel we had in the UK. This is not cable TV. Oh no, this is cable TV. Called Game Network. There wasn't anything special about Game Network, but when you're like a 2000 era kid without many hobbies, a channel dedicated to gaming. Oh my word! I was stuck to that channel 24/7. Thanks. Anytime, Penguin. Anytime. So I was stuck to that channel, and every so often that channel would have this program where they would show gameplay videos, and they would always put music. I'm pretty sure they weren't licensed to do with some of the music they put, but you know, it's 2000s. Who's gonna know? And one of the tracks was called Yeah Whatever. And oh my days, ever since I heard that, I was like, I gotta find this band, I gotta find this band. And long story short, I found the band and I listened to their album. They only released 2 albums. I listened to it, and yeah, the rest is history. I became sad when I learned that they weren't around, that they split. I was big sad, man. I was big sad. Why did they have to split, man? Yeah. The thing is, the track is the singer knows how to make catchy tunes. Like throughout all the albums, there's probably like 1 or 2 tracks I don't like. 1 or 2 tracks that I don't like. Like I won't say they're bad or I hated them. It's just compared to the rest of those songs, I didn't like as much. But most of them, oh, they're so catchy. They have that 2000 era guttural feeling of angst and teenage angst and freaking nobody understands me. I think I made a lips to. I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Now this jumper she's wearing is like got that crochet pattern, and no way in hell am I gonna spend time trying to mimic the crochet patterning. I have a PC Lenovo and Windows 10. Ooh, Lenovo's are pretty good. Well, I say Lenovo's are pretty good. I'm specifically specifically saying the ThinkPad. I quite like the ThinkPads. I say I don't own a Lenovo ThinkPad. I own a no, I do. I own a Lenovo. It used to be so the ThinkPad series was IBM, but then Lenovo bought them out, and I have What was it? A ThinkPad X61S. That the ThinkPad. Let me tell you, that laptop came in clutch because at the time my computer went kaboom. No, no, it didn't. I mean, did it? Yeah, it went bust. I was in the middle of university. I needed a laptop, and the 61S was really cheap, so I bought it. And you know, we were also having home renovations that during this time, which meant that we didn't have electricity, and when we did, my computer was out of commission. And yeah, that laptop came in clutch. I really liked the track point. And we bought yeah, and got a ThinkPad for my sister as well. Sturdy, and that thing felt sturdy as well. I mean, I'm not sponsored, but if Lenovo wants to send me send me a laptop, freaking hell, Lenovo wants to send me a laptop. RAM prices are increasing. I don't know if they can afford sending people laptops. Yeah, you're still running Windows 10 as well. What? Haven't they stopped support for Windows 10? Okay, let me see if Blue Sky's back online. Yes, it is back. Like message, Blue Sky, apply, but I'm live streaming on YouTube now. Good joy. Late message, Blue Sky was offline, but I'm live streaming on YouTube now. Come join. Okay. Okay, so that's a message done and done. Do the corduroy crochet pattern here. Actually, does Krita have a crochet texture pattern brush? You guys probably won't be able to see this on the live stream, but just so you know, I have the brush editor pattern open. So if you see, it's not opening. So if you see my mouse moving around all around the canvas, just know that due to my setup, you can't actually see is that options? Can I make the quote brush pattern bigger? Okay, let's see that. It's not that. It's not that. Chainmail. Oh. Cutting bamboo. Haven't caught any of your streams in a while, senior. Ever since the torso study. What are we doing today? Welcome to the stream, Bamboo. We are just doing more of the same. Torso study. Oh, that was ages ago. That was like a month ago. Oh yeah, no, welcome to the stream. We're doing more of the same, mostly. Well, no, I take that back. We're doing just portrait studies. Uh, trying to find a trying to find a texture that's similar to a crochet pattern. Crochet patterning. What am I talking about? I'm trying to find a texture that's similar to a crochet pattern, but I'm not finding anything. That's 10. Two times. And I have to settle for like a menu, figure out how to make a crochet pattern myself and then set that as a brush. But that is for another stream. Today, we focused on doing different portraits. Let's find something else. I just want to move on. Why is there a dude in the water? I suppose I could add a bit more values to this, but if you guys got any ideas of what I should draw, list them in the chat, because I always end up drawing leading towards the same thing, wanting to draw the same thing over and over again. Okay, let's try drawing this. The teeth and nose look so well made. Find a specific texture. Really? You think so? Thanks for that. No, genuinely thanks for that, because I thought I was struggling with drawing that because it just looks weird. In my opinion. Actually, I could probably put a bit of texture here. Not texture, shading here, but I did say I was going to add a bit of values here. And use this brush. Get rid of this line, that line, some of these, get rid of that, get rid of these. Can I maybe add a little bit of the value here and smudge it down a little bit? I also need to figure out, need to shape it a little bit. You know, just step away from that. Step away from that. I'll just leave it as it is. Unless. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the chin. Not chin, the lower jaw. Skin looks so plump, real, and you made it look easy, but I struggle with knowing where to put values. Did you study a sorrow head for it? No, well, yes and no. I didn't spend a lot of time on the sorrow head because the model was too confusing for me. But the point, I understand the general idea of what the sorrow head was trying to teach, which was how light affects how the flat planes on a face are positioned, if that makes sense, so that when the light hits it, how does it look? But as far as knowing where to place value, put the values, basically where to value placement is just putting darker values on areas that are dark. Go and search up. Do you know who Steven Zapata is? He's a well-known artist within the online within YouTube. Go search him up and search up. I don't remember the exact name, but type in Steven Zapata sphere shading demo, and that he tells you how to shade a sphere, and just generally the principles that he teaches you in that video pretty much applies to anything. Basically, you know, just a quick demo. You draw a sphere, you split the sphere between light and dark, which he does, and then you shade that in one tone. And we'd probably call this the core shadow, and this is just one tone. And then he'll also have you do the cast shadow, and this would be the same value as the core tone. And the thing to note is that this will be done, this value shading stuff and placement would be done in multiple passes. So this first pass is just separating the light from the dark, and then the next pass would be to darkening your core shadow. So the core shadow would usually appear around the terminator line. Or something like that. And then, sorry, not a core shadow, the terminator shadow. Wait, is the terminator considered core shadow? Probably. And then he'll have you to. I am literally just whizzing through what he's saying, summarizing it, so my explanation isn't 100%. Just go watch his video. Steven Zapata. Let me see. STEVN ZAPTA Zapata. Sphere shading video somewhere. And then he'll say on the second pass he'll make you do a value placement between the terminator and the mid-tone that's going towards the light. Something like that. Oh, and the core shadow would be darker. It's a generally good video. It's a simple video, but after watching that, it sort of gave me a structure on how to approach shading and value placements. I think the animators deserve better. If I find any good animators, actually wait, what's his name? Aaron Blaze is an animator, but he does animals, so that's not wait. But you draw the crows and your penguin. Hmm. Let me guys. I need to find another picture. Steven Zapata, never escaping the basics of the sphere, are we? I got it. Thank you. Sorry for distracting. No, don't worry about distracting me. You know, this whole live stream business is a distraction for myself. It just so happens that I'm actually drawing and making productive use of time that I would have spent on doing something else. Like honestly, I'd be probably be playing a Virtua Fighter. But I'm glad to help. You know, drawing is hard as it is. I'm not really good at explaining things, but I think I like to think I got a pretty good memory. So if I remember a tutorial that I found useful, I might be able to help with that. No scratches. I got a shit memory. Oh crap! I need to do that. Okay, I like to think that I watch some useful YouTube videos. Useful, helpful YouTube videos. Man, you got big jaw. Not big jaw. I drew a jaw too wide. Okay, let's take this and push it a little to the... Yeah, close enough. Ah, crud. Yeah, so animators. Is there any other animations? There was this one Krita guy who showed how to use Krita for animation. He just went through the UI. I need to find him again. I need to find him. I need him to tell me how to use the Krita animation. I remember in the torso video, you named the specific areas of the ligaments precisely. Oh yeah! Ligaments? The tendons maybe. Ligaments? Not so much. But that was like mostly for memory. Because the names for some of these tendons and ligaments and the anatomical muscles are so funny sounding that for me it's quite I use it to help remember things. Speaking of, I don't really know the names, the facial muscles, to be honest. What is your opinion about flipper clip? I have no idea what that is. Is it like a flip book? Is that a program? Flipper clip, a simple, intuitive, and fun app that lets you create animations with drawing tools, layers, audio, videos, and more. You can share your animations on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms, and join the millions of creators on Flipper clip. Ooh. Is this what you use? I literally recognize the logo only because I literally watched one of your videos, Penguin. Today. Ooh. Very nice. Very nice. What is it? Only on mobile? Can I not use it on the computer? Damn, you can't use it on computer. Oh, giving it too big of a chin. Freaking out. Zoom out. Zoom out and draw. Don't zoom in. Well, now Flipper Clip, it sucks because they have the subscription reverse and the free version is so limited. Everything's becoming a subscription, man. I understand. It sucks that everything's becoming like you gotta pay to even you gotta pay just to even open up the app. See if there's a Krita version on Android. I know they tried porting Krita to Android. And see if you can download Krita on Android. Maybe there might be an animation. It's probably going to be more complex than Flipperbook, but you know, give it a go, I guess. You got nothing to lose. Become a voice advertiser, and you can easily become iconic. No, there's too many voice actors. I can't compete. Not knowing Flipper Clip is way too niche. Wait, is it really popular? Penguin, it's time to become a... Yar, matey! Arr! If you know, you know. Wait, stop working on the freaking shoulder, you idiot. I'm trying to... You're meant to draw the face. Actually, I got the eye line a bit little too low, you know? I want to divert? I want to split this to 3 in thirds. Arr, matey. I tried, but it didn't work to access. Nose too big? Maybe. Have you tried Pencil 2D? It also gives animation. Since resources have become easier to access, all fields have become very competitive. I still think Senior's personality and voice has a high advantage though. Will definitely garner support. I still think Senior's personality and voice has a high. Are you talking about me? I'm not. I'm Senior. You're calling me old. Oh, I guess I am old. Watching their head come together is kind of soothing. Thanks, man. I was gonna say, you're very soothing, but then... uh, uh, we're not that kind of stream. Unless... Nah. However... Nah, I'm just messing. My name is Senior05. I'm just an old fuck. Trying to get some kind of online clout. Oh, I sound like I just shit myself. Grandpa, you just sound like you just shot yourself. That's because I did. Ah, crap, Grandpa. I ain't cleaning your ass. I ain't cleaning your butt. I know. I just sit in my own shit. What am I saying? What the hell? Lips always have a hard time, but that's probably because I'm trying to illustrate it with line, and you know, on faces that have that smooth and contour look. You want to avoid using as much line as possible because it's confusing and you end up making them look like they have wrinkles and they end up looking older than they are. Yeah, what the hell is that? Since recently, watching the heck of that. Yeah, no, I'm not calling you old, but it'd be disrespectful calling you by name since you're the more skilled. You are a senior. Ah, stop it, you. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to butter me up. Oh, visitor. You're so skilled at this. Ah, ah. Don't stop. You keep you know, it helps with the ego. Stop. It's official. Art study has made Senior go mad. Nah. I blame you. You keep rizzing. Is this what do the kids say? Rizzing me up. You keep rizzing me up. To use the vernacular of the youth. I'm over here wanting to draw hot girls. But in the meantime, I'm being chatted up by YouTubers. I'm being rizzed by YouTubers. Ah! It's the most attention I ever had. Okay, that's enough. Unless. No, I'm just kidding. Flipping hell, I hope that. I hope. Now, I don't want to see ages in chat. No ages in chat. I'm gonna assume this is an 18 plus stream. Keep your age to yourself. I don't want to know. But I am only saying this because, you know, we like to joke a lot. And by me, I say me, but I'm including all of you because you are all accomplices. You are accomplice, and you lot are a bad influence on me. You know what I mean? Like you got Bamboo here, telling me that I'm a good artist, and you know I'm not gonna deny it, but you gotta be careful with that one. Get rid of this line. I need a bigger eyebrow. What do you mean, kids? That's what Gen Z says. Every generation after my generations are kids. Hang on, I didn't say kids, I said youth. You telling me you don't want to be part of the youth? You want to be old, like me? And get called a senior? Oh no. Okay, Grandpa. How do you render lips at this angle and make it appear as though they have their mouth open? Is that even? Do I need to zoom in a little bit? Okay, and then she has like some kind of hair bangs here, as well as flip. I don't have that negative space here. I'm a very good influence, boosting confidence and driving towards self-improvement. I only just shade it a bit and avoid drawing teeth. Yeah, this one you can see very slightly on the reference some of her teeth. But you're right. I think I should just leave it and don't bother with rendering the teeth. And call it artistic. No, I just spat there. Call it an artistic liberty. Respect my liberty. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna use the digital black arts. I don't really like using the digital tools. I kind of would prefer it if I avoid using as much of the digital tools if I can. But sometimes To be honest, if I had I not zoomed in onto the reference, I would have known that what she has on her neck is like an actual bike chain looking thing. Alright, so and that eye is too big. Oh, I'm gonna need to do some measuring here. Perspective, I need irregular root. I think I had it set to regular root. That is. Am I saying it? Am I saying it's too big because I got the sphere underneath here? Probably giving confusing me. Looks like a comical villain right now, not gonna lie. Yeah. I have to keep telling myself that if I'm using stuff like head abstractions and that sort of thing, that I can't expect to get a one-to-one likeness with those types of methodologies. And if I really wanted likeness, I would just probably just have the reference onto the side and just use stuff like plumb lines and that sort of thing. I always get I always have to fight the habit of wanting to draw exactly like my reference. Flip this around. This juts out too much. It juts out too much. I haven't even identified where the cheekbones are, do I? It's too round. Looks okay. Ish. I think I just need to do something about the bottom jawline a little bit. Erase all that stuff. Freaking out! I need to stop humming that song. I am stuck on that. Keep humming it. I mean, it's a good song. Don't get me wrong. What time is it? I need to get a drink. Is the hair okay? It needs a bit more space. It needs more of a gap between the eyebrow. Is drawing exactly as the reference bad? No. It depends what you want out of it, to be honest. If you don't really care how it, like, if it doesn't look exactly like your reference, you know, that's fine, that's good, more power to you. The trouble is, because I have the reference right next to me, and because I'm trying to get it similar, or as close to it as possible, I set myself an unreasonable expectation that if it doesn't look exactly like the reference, then it's not good enough. And that's a bad habit. And that is a bad habit that you should try to avoid as much as possible. Because it doesn't matter whether, because at the end of the day, you're copying a photo, and you can't, you know, no matter how much you try and do, yes, you can make it look as close to the photo as possible, but at the end of the day, if someone wanted a complete likeness, then they might as well just take a photograph. Why bother spending all this time and effort on trying to copy what a photograph does better? Having said that, you know, if you want to get as close to the photo because you find that fun, you know, all the more power to you. And I have to tell myself that it's okay if it doesn't look like a photo, because you know, it's a bad habit of mine, but I get really critical, and you know, you fall down the trap of comparing, expecting too much, expecting unreasonable standards, sort of thing. And that, you know, I mentioned before, like, when I started this drawing, you saw me do like an head abstraction, a sorrow head. Now these things, these things were developed to help you draw figures from imagination, or, you know, for situations where you want to draw a picture without a reference, and that basically means, you know, it's like there's an inherent compromise. It lets you draw a figure without needing a reference, but it's not gonna be, if you're using that to draw figures in real life or from reference, you have to contend with the fact that sometimes these guidelines will not match up exactly with what you're seeing in real life. And you have to keep, I have to keep telling myself that. The reason why I do it is because the reason why I use these abstraction head methods and using it with references is because, you know, it's practice. Comparing the reference to what I draw using these abstraction methods because I need to check to see if what I'm doing is accurate enough that it looks like the reference. I'm not explaining it well. I'm not explaining it well, but basically, me using these abstraction methodologies in conjunction with using it with a reference is just a means to an end. It's a means to an end of me seeing whether I could then later be able to draw figures without using a reference. And that isn't to say that it's better. One way or another is better. The charm is in the art style. Yeah. And that's another problem I have. I don't know what my art style is. That's a very good thought. You're not a camera, you're an artiste. Well, also the other thing is, I actually quite like rendering and getting it as photorealistic as possible. Let's do the year. What time is it? I want to get a drink. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour 25. Alright. Can you guys see this? No. Do I need to switch it to desktop mode? I think I might have to switch to desktop mode. But for whatever reason, desktop mode gets to that. So let me just go back to this. And okay, look, be right back. 5 minutes. Be right back, guys. 5 minutes. Yo, yo. I am back. Still got some 2 minutes on the break timer. Okay, I'm back. I bought some something to drink. So this kiwi drink looking thing with some cocoa bits or something, like kind of like white coconut cubes or something. What was that jelly? 'Wrong reference. "26 seconds until the timer finishes." I can just put a stop to that timer anyway. Let's just let it run its course. Coconut jelly drink, like boba, but the coconut jelly and artificial flavored juice. I like mango flavor. Yeah, you know, yeah, you probably know what I'm on about, right? It's the one I have. This has kiwi. It came in a can. Uh, Coco del something or other. It's like little white cubes. They don't taste the coconut though. But yeah, it says it's kiwi flavor. But really, it's probably just sugar water. This is probably just regular juice, and they just pumped it up with sugar. It tastes nice, but I don't want to know what what harm it's doing to me. You know, probably raising my blood sugar levels of just drinking it. We got a batch of cans of this stuff as well. This is from Vietnam. Ooh la la, this. Ugh. It's like a live story. I need to remember that there's a live drawing session next month. Need to book. I need to shift this up. You go there. Go up there, and then I can then draw. Something to that accord. And then made of coconut water and agar jelly. It's good for keeping up blood sugar. Ah. The trouble is with the jelly stuff. They're always at the bottom of the can. They're always at the bottom of the can, and every time I drink it, I'm only getting the juice. None of the jelly comes up. I always end up shaking the freaking can that I thought I'll try pouring it in a glass now. But it doesn't help. Since you're good at digital art, oh, there you go, there they go. They're rizzing me up. The youth is rizzing me up. Since you're good at digital art, you must be unbeatable in traditional. No. I'm better at traditional, although not much, than I am in traditional. Thank you for your comment, though. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. If you go on my YouTube channel, look up some of the recap videos. You can see what they're like. My traditional is not too bad. You got traditional drawing, is it? Let me see your channel. Oh, you don't have anything at the moment. My traditional is okay at best. But I've seen there's a Twitch streamer that I follow. They're called that nice lady over there. They're really good at traditional. Yeah, they recently started doing digital as well, and they're really good at that. It's a knock on my confidence a lot. This literally took them less than, not even more than an hour, and they seem to have got used to it. That's quite a happy coincidence. These are from these. These are two separate references, but it looks like the one from it looks like they're from the same picture. Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't really notice until now. Let's get rid of these guidelines. Liar! Senior is very good at shading and learning values. And I've seen the recaps too, so traditional must be good too. If you've seen the if you've seen the recap videos, you'd see that the traditional weren't that good, significantly worse than what I'm doing traditionally. At least significantly worse than what I do digitally. At least with digital, I can actually, you know, correct some of the mistakes by using the transform tool. But I really like chewing on those coconut things. What would they make coconut and agar agar? Message retracted. I should mention that I disabled links in chat, so if you tried posting a link, that's probably why. Don't worry about it. At least I think I've disabled the links. La, he's very good at shading. Wait, you just pasted it. I've seen recaps too, so traditional is also very good. Not too bad. They look like chibi though. I don't know what's going on. Let's not mess with the chat settings. Alright, let's do this here and then I can probably look at doing something else. It's a robot I vaguely remember. Let me go back and see again. Okay. I corrected my grammar and deleted it again. It's okay if grammar is no good. My grammar isn't that good to begin with either. Oh well. Okay, they could be friends. Friend. Friend. Get rid of this crook on the head. What was that? Okay. Alright, pardon me. Let's find another picture. Let's do another reference. Well, I could do the same picture, same model. Who's the model anyway? Fashion woman posing outdoors by Mayara Caroline Mombelli? No, that's the photographer. If he does, ooh. Ooh. What's the model name though? I would have liked to know what the model name is. Yeah, and after the stream, I'll be sure to put the links to the references in the description. If anyone would like to draw or have a look, I'll put them in the description. I get most of my references from Pexels now, so at least with Pexels I get at least the photographer's name. Would have liked it if they've mentioned the model's name as well. Alright, let's draw this toucan. I've seen it in the beginning of the stream and I'm like, nah, I don't want to draw. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, but it would be really cool to draw it. Looking at your traditional zine and senior was right. They're more unhinged than your digital practices, senior. I know, right? They're unhinged. Unhinged as in bad. There's a curve like that, and then I could go like. One of the developers who made Toucan, Marvel Toucan, what was it called, Toucan fighting game, were struggling to come up with the name, and then they looked at this bird and like, why do we not just call it a toucan? Seriously, why on earth did they call a fighting game, name it after this bird, a toucan? And then very creative. Ah, I really want to redraw that. So, thank you for the kind words. I really want to redo that one of the drawings I did in that traditional zine, specifically the occult one. I also quite like the serial experiments lane picture drawing. That one came out a bit too good. Oh, speaking of which, I still need to do. I still haven't done that zine with the life raft boat. I think I made this bit too big. Yeah, of course that thing is more closer to the eye line. Means do I have to make this short, small? Then razor. And then I got that. Maybe because it is their favorite. Um. Hmm. The occult one because it was it captured a particular feeling, but also like I drew that one with just the guy sitting facing away, and it was just that by itself, and I didn't know. I actually was tempted to just leave it like that, but it looked too empty. And then others drew a skull, uh, for no reason other than to fill up the page, and then suddenly it looked quite occultish, demonic or occultish. I thought that's pretty cool. But I think I could make something with it. Actually, thinking about it, it was kind of giving me Fate Night vibes. I don't know what it's called. Fate Night Stay, Fate Night In, Fate Night Reverse. Watch one of them. Fate Stay Night. Welcome in, Silver Comet. Thank you for correcting me. Is that the one with the Ascalon is freaking Vinland Saga. Is that the one with? Actually, they all have the same summoners, summons. trying to remember the character. That one had Saber, Ryder, who was Alexander, Iskelan. And oh, who's the Gilgamesh? But who were the casters? It had that skinny kid, not skinny kid, that kid whose summon was Alexander. The summons can all be different, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know that much. Because when I when I tried looking up for clips, uh, they had different. They look different between different series. That's for some they're back more than once. That was Waver. That was it. Yeah, Waver. Wait, let's try to color this guy's beacon. That's oh wait, let's do that. Mark out that dark spot there. Now let's color this beacon. So I'm just gonna color just the end of it. And yes, hello back to you. Welcome on in. I see you. Only after you mentioned Fate's Day Night. Is it a game or anime? It's anime. I'm pretty sure it's also a game, but I didn't. I only watched the anime. Only one of the series. Fate's Day. Oh yeah, and there was a Berserker, but he was like in the version in the one I watched, the Berserker looked like a monster. But yeah, a little bit of dark brown. Yeah, let's color that in. Heracles. Was that Hercules? A bit more right, orange. You know what? Something I recently tuned back in. Metabots, the English opening. I know dubs aren't really. Most people don't like dubs, but come on, Metabots open English opening. Man, that shit was hype. Even to this day, it's still hype. Metabots attack mode, Metabe. Ding 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 ding. Bring friends. Ding ding ding. Oh. It's not a battle or a weather. Teardrop. More power. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. I just right click and pull up the palette on this. I thought I accidentally got rid of it. Like like this kind of light blue color. More power, more power. It's not a battle. I'm winning. Lose control. Man, 20th century. And now we get to the legs. There's some blue in the legs. I'm not gonna draw the paint in the legs too accurate, to be honest. I wanted to draw it because I saw this guy on come up the feed. I thought, man, it'd be really cool if I drew that, but it's not. But I really wanted to draw him. I really wanted to draw him. He was looking at me. I was like, how could I not draw this guy? That beak. But now I've drawn him. I can rest easy. Good night, rest well, stay hydrated. Thank you for coming to the stream, Cutting Bamboo. You have a good day, evening. Sleep well. Hmm. Huh. Mm. Toucan! Alright. Let's do one more and then call it a day. That's why I can barely see any in the body. Try to draw this pose instead. It's a sitting pose, but 2. Oh, I need to stretch my back. Oh, toucan, please go over, stand over there a little bit. Toucan. Ooh. Like, alright guys, my brain's gone to mush at this point. So I'm not paying too much attention of whether these lines are accurate or not. Which means that it's usually a good time at this point to call it a day. Let's just rename this A 16 2. Yeah, not as much compared. Actually, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although these are like quick sketches, and this one I spent a bit more time on now because it's a bit bigger. So 2, 4. Okay, not as much, but yeah. Only because I spent a bit more time on this and that. So thank you for everyone who attended the live stream. Oh, sorry, I'm just itchy over my eyes. I'm not crying, guys. I'm honest. Thank you everyone who attended the stream. Thank you to Penguin, Cutting Bamboo. I missed someone. Son Goku and Silver Comment. Thank you for attending the stream. Thank you anyone who's watching these live VODs off stream. I'll be sure to upload this with the references. Yeah, hope to see you guys later. Until next time, take care. Bye.